very much, and I welcome the team from Business Builder.ai, again part of today's session. So this session today is largely for them to discuss how a business opportunity is there existing for all the members here, and how a long-term association for their country can be established through the wonderful team of Builder.ai and the excellent, energetic members of globalbusiness.group. Over to you, Anju and Kirat.
Thanks, Sachin. And thank you everyone for giving us this opportunity to be here and, walking you through stuff that we have here to offer. So I'll just try to make it as easy for everyone to understand, but if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt so that I can answer that. So about Builder.ai, we are here to make software as easy as possible. We typically say that we want to make software development as easy as ordering a pizza. So anyone who wants to build software, it can be an e-commerce website, it can be an Android, iOS app, it can be large softwares like inventory management, order management solutions, or your ERPs, your CRMs. So any software, be it as small as an e-commerce app for a small retailer, to a massive software like an ERP or an OMS, we can help with everything end to end. So we are here to become a global standard of how software development is done. So we are picking up all the challenges that software development industry faces today, and we are trying to solve it. So I will not go through some of these slides because I guess we've done that in the past, but I will try to make everything very easy for each one of us to understand. So who are we? We are an AI-powered platform for building software that is 6 times faster, 70% cheaper for everyone who wants to work with us. We work, sorry, it says enterprises because I guess we did this for an enterprise, but typically we are here to help everyone. You could be a small startup, you could be an enterprise, you could be a government customer, or you could be a citizen professional. So anyone who wants to build a software is our customer. Typically, what happens when you do software development, there is a very high failure rate. And the reason why some of these software fails is because one, every company has a different way of doing costing and the way they understand scope. Two, there aren't enough people in the tech space when you compare it with number of people trying to build software. And three, there is a lack of transparency. So we are here to solve some of these things. So there are 3 products that we have, which takes care of entire software development life cycle. Builder Studio, that helps you to build software through us. Builder Care, which helps you to maintain that software. And Builder Cloud, if you want hosting services, for example, if you want your software to be hosted on AWS, Azure, etc., we also help you with that. Now, the way we work is very different. We are a combination of a low-code, no-code platform plus very large software development companies. So on the side, we have features, we customize these features, and that is how your software is developed. And typically, we do everything end to end. All we need from our end customer is the idea that they are trying to build, and rest everything will be taken care by us. For larger enterprises, they typically have questions around source code, etc. So the source code, end of the day, belongs to the customer. Now this is, we are comparing ourselves with low-code, no-code platforms. We don't have to do this on this call. We are also part of Gartner Magic Quadrant for multi-experience development platform. We were under the visionary segment alongside companies like HCL Software, ServiceNow. So what are some of these models that we will work on? So there are 3 models. One is sell to, wherein we sell to you and you sell it to your end customer. We don't speak to the end customer. You become our customer. We are selling it to you. You take it to the end customer. The second one is for sell through, wherein through you, we are, you introduce them as, you introduce your end customer to us as our technology partner. And, that is how, a relationship is established. Then the last one is sell with, wherein you could also have two companies involved. For example, in this case, we can have a global business group that is involved. We can have one of you who is involved as a business owner, and then the third person will be Builder.ai. So there are multiple parties also that can work in a partnership. Who are our ideal partners? We work with IT service companies, we work with marketing agencies, we work with BPO shared service providers, we work with anyone. So the idea to say here is that we work with everyone who has access to number of people. For example, a lot of you, if you need retailers, small retailers in your market, shop owners in your market, you can be our partner, because we have ready-made e-commerce solutions which you can go and sell in your market for as less as $600,000 over a period of time. We help you in this entire journey end to end. We will be there to support. So ideally, what we are trying to say here is that we want to work together. We want to work on a revenue shared model so that it is in favor of both the teams here. And we want you all to be our true partners, rather just, a one-sided partnership. So, all of this we will touch upon when we have real use cases that we discuss. But just to make it very, very simple for each one to understand, all we would need, some of you may already be working with IT companies, so you will understand how requirements come, how they are scoped out, etc. But for others who may not be working directly with IT companies today or with IT partners, all we need from you is the basic understanding of what the end customer wants to build in terms of the app or a website or anything, and everything will be taken care by us. So these are some of our clients that we work with. Now, to give you a little bit of background on Builder.ai, we are a company that started back in 2016, and we've come a long way since then. We are a team of about 700 people spread globally. We are headquartered in UK, London, and we have our office in India, in Dubai, Singapore, in south of France, US, and of course London I've already covered. And we've recently closed our Series C of upwards of $100 million, very close to the next one. We are working with some of the best names, not just from the enterprise perspective, but startups who have great ideas, who are now on the verge of becoming unicorns, etc. And we have global list of customers today. So that was a little bit about Builder.ai, and we are here to partner with you. Any question on this?
Actually, I'm quite certain now that this is over that there'll be a series of questions that the team has. So please go ahead and begin your questions. We'll be happy to address them.
Hello.
Okay.
Boris
Yeah,
here. Can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
So
We'll take Lucas later.
yeah, Kirat, I know you sent me these presentations, so I will take a look and get back to you. But I have a question when I'm listening to your presentation today. Do you have cases with lawyer offices that you made some applications or CRM systems or something like this for them? So for law firms.
Sorry, can you repeat the
Do
question?
you have any cases for lawyer offices where we made CRM systems, etc.?
So we have done CRMs. Now, whether the CRM is for lawyers or for any other company, typically just requires us to change the nomenclature, the architecture of the website or the CRM stays the same. So to answer your question, yes, we have done CRMs, and that should be equally good even for lawyers.
Okay. So
We want
my question is a bit more concrete. If you already have a case that you've done this for the law firms, but I understand that it can be used, but my question is if have you done it? So just if you have the case already.
So I will check in my teams globally if we have a specific use case just for a law firm. We will get back.
This is my question, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay, my turn. Lucas from Laos. I already got the full presentation from you. Thank you. It was very great. And I present to one of our existing clients, and he is interested in CRM system. And I have also soon the next day some presentation for one of telecoms here to maybe set up some cooperation. I would like to know, because for me, Laos is a quite small market. And be honest, we join only project if we can get exclusivity for the market, a minimum for some certain time, so we can invest our time to really develop visibility, etc. So first, is it possible from your policy? And the second, because it needs several meetings, presentations, small like events, for selected companies or through the Chamber of Commerce, business groups. Is there any support you can help us with some funds or any other activities that can support us to really grow marketing activities in the market?
Yes. So this is a very good question, Lucas, that you've asked. So we would provide you a lot of support, obviously depending on the potential of a particular market at a lead level. So, one, we would, there would be a couple of training sessions that will be involved with you so that it becomes easier for you to start pitching the solution. Two, at a lead level, initially, there will always be someone who will always be part of a demo or a discussion call when you're meeting your customer. And we can, if we do not have anyone physically present there, we will always be on online calls, etc. Once we've grown that market a little bit, we can always do joint events with you all in that particular market. We don't do exclusivity in terms of an agreement, but there are different type of partner categorization that we have, which is silver, bronze, and platinum partners. Depending on some of these, the type of partnership that we have, we will always continue to provide you a lot of support, irrespective of how much ever big we are in a particular market. For example, we have a lot of customers in India, UK, US, etc. But we still have those partners who are with us from the times when our teams were not as big. And we continue to provide the same level of support.
Sure. So how you deal in the moment that, okay, I introduce your solution, we advertise it, etc. And of course, this is obvious, so it's easy to find directly contact to you, and somebody from Laos will contact directly to you. It will be counted as a my client as well, or not?
Yeah, so as soon as you share a lead with us that you are trying to pitch a solution to this particular company, we register it under your name, and even if that company directly comes to us, we will not work directly with them. Those will be routed to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anju, one more question for Lucas. Because he's going to spend a lot of his time in marketing Builder.ai in the Laos market, because he's very well networked. Sorry for the background noise. Because of that marketing, there is a possibility that someone might reach out to you directly. How would you identify that those leads have come from Lucas? Because there is a possibility of those kind of things coming to you. So how would you manage that?
Sachin, there's a lot of background noise somewhere. Okay, we don't have it now. So I've understood the question. So Lucas, if you can help us with the kind of marketing. So when you do a marketing, you don't have to really in the beginning, you don't have to talk about Builder.ai so much. You can just talk about the proposition. And if you also let us know the source, Because every time someone comes to us, we always take a source as to where the person is coming from. So if you can tell us the kind of marketing that you're doing, we can put that source into our systems, and that helps us to identify where this lead has come.
Okay, so
And
I think it will be necessary separate discussion, because we have some
yeah,
experience
we
with
will.
some
We,
legal the lawyers, with some consulting companies, which we advertise them, or some industry the players. So we have some experience how it works in law market. So leave it for another discussion.
Yeah, so we will get on call once again. We will get on a call. We will do like a detailed session with you to answer some of these queries that you may have today.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, if you please, Jacek from Poland. Which sizes of projects do you like? I mean, starting from how many thousands of dollars? Can you make a picture of it for us?
Yeah, so it completely depends on the type of app that you're looking for. Let me just show you something on my screen, which is easier for you to understand.
Not sharing it. Yeah.
So there are three kind of apps that we have. One are fully customized app, which customers want to do only for themselves, or they may be replacing their existing systems, or they may be doing these apps from scratch. And by apps, I mean website, I mean marketplaces, I mean any app that is used inside a company, right? Let's just understand, every company, there are few apps they need. For example, finance will need inventory management or an order management solution. You will have, HR that would need HRMS solutions. You will have travel department who may need travel solutions. Sales will always need a CRM, right? You will have marketing that may need marketing solutions, etc. Right? So every department in every company needs solutions, and we will help you with some of these solutions industry wise, depending on the type of companies that you will target. But let's just talk about what we have here. So there are solutions which are almost ready and can be delivered within 2 weeks time. These are things like e-commerce app, which starts at around $700 per month. These are US dollars. And if someone only needs a website, it starts at $395 per month. So a lot of you would have Shopify customers in your region, and Shopify typically only do website. All of those customers would need iOS and app, right? So that can be your first source to go to. Anyone who has an e-commerce website would want to do iOS app. So that is something which is very, very inexpensive, $700 per month. After this is what, this is a 2-year payment window. After that, we share the source code with customer, and they can become the owner of this app. They don't have to keep paying us for the lifetime of the usage, which is another very strong point versus other SaaS players. And then we have e-learning solutions. In the last 2 years, education has changed a lot. So e-learning solutions once again starts from $700 per month. We have grocery apps, we have gym apps, medical app, restaurant apps. Then we have retail and e-commerce. We discussed salon and all of these, right? These are very common apps that very small retailers or small, owners need. Then you have SMEs or mid-market customers or enterprises who would need slightly bigger, softwares. So then if you look at the left, and we will give you, details of the platform so that you all can do this at your end. You can pick up any segment from the left, and any category that you choose. For example, if you choose entertainment, there are templates that you have here which talks about the kind of apps that we have in the entertainment segment. And these are all reference points for you to understand or get some idea about the app cost. So for example, a BBC media player, if you try and make an app similar to this, it would cost somewhere about 30,000 USD. And if you go through each of these references, it becomes very easy for you to figure out how to do the apps.
We can do a customization on top of it, right?
I'm sorry?
We can do
a customization on top of it, right?
These are fully customized apps. So here we only have the basic code ready and we will fully customize it. So these are apps which are like 4 months, which takes more than 4 months or so. And the ones that I had shown earlier for small user group, those are apps which are ready to be delivered in 1 week, 2 weeks time. So that is for quick money.
Anju, this is Shane. Have you done any apps for insurance? I'm looking for a solution similar to Policy Bazaar, which you have in India, but a toned down version. This is just for one segment, which is micro insurance related.
Yeah, so we have some use cases in the insurance space. There is this insurance company in Africa by the name Telecom Insurance. We've done an app for them. We will share that with you.
Okay, I was not there for your main presentation, so please share the link or share your presentation with me. I put my number in the chat.
What I can do, Shane, is I can set up a separate one-on-one session with you where we can do this demo separately. So I'll coordinate that with Sachin as well. And we can get it done for you, no problem at all. I can show you what Policy Bazaar looks like as a template and help you customize this with fewer features or to trim down features as you suggested.
Right, all right. Thank you.
I ask a quick question, and also Shane, I think, wants to ask a question. No, maybe not. I just wanted to understand, since we are coming from different countries, in particular in Europe, sometimes we are in, you said you are in the south of France, but in Italy, we also have Spain, for example. The presentation you showed today, is it possible that you have it also in French, or can be prepared in Italian or in, let's say, Spanish, if it is the case, of course, if we have someone interested, but they want a more, let's say, domestic presence?
Yes, so for your end customer, we have an option which is a language feature option. They can always make their a website or the software in local language. That possibility we have.
I think Manuela's question was also in order to promote your product, and
also,
I had the similar thought that she has, and I'm also operating in a trilingual country: Italian, French, and German. So it would probably be helpful to have your information if we are dealing with an agency, to have that in the local language. It would avoid that.
The presentation, basically.
Okay. So, Doug, the only problem with that is, when you're talking about these features, etc., it is very difficult for you to do in local currency, in local language, sorry. When an end user do their website or a software, that is still easy to do because they may not be talking software development. They may be talking, some objects which can be named in local language. But doing this in local language is very difficult because this is, for example, loyalty system. It's very difficult for you to put it in a different language.
It would more be the high level, the top level sales.
So are you speaking about the presentation, Dirk? The deck that Anju presented to all of you, whether that can be shared in multiple languages or not?
Yeah, I think that'd be
Exactly.
sufficient.
So this we can probably use translation.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why not. This is something that we can do.
So we will just change, using a translator, we will change this. But if you were referring to this page, which is studio page, if you actually, if you are in that country, Google's give you that option to translate the language, but it may not be as effective.
It is only to introduce you to a possible client in the first, let's say, in the first moment. Sometimes it is not so immediately accepted that since it is clear that the sector is for the most part in English, and it is absolutely acceptable, but sometimes the entry point wants something that he can read and not necessarily he understands so much IT.
Yeah. So we will try to make those arrangements.
Awesome. We're coming up to the hour. So just a quick reminder, if anyone is interested in the offering of Builderai, don't hesitate to reach out to Sachin at India@globalbusiness.group so that he can send out more information and put you in touch with the company. Are there any other last questions?
My number is shared in the chat box. Please copy it. You can reach out to me on this.
All right. Awesome. So thank you very much, Sachin, for helping us to invite Builderai. Thank you very much to the company as well for coming, for joining us for the second time here today to find partnerships and leverage the power of the Global Business Group.